Hello, good morning, and it's a bit dull today, but the weather's still nice. It's one of them where you put a gilet on, put a jacket on. If you put a jacket on and a gilet too hot, if you put a jumper on, if you put a polo neck on, you're not quite too sure that when you're outside walking it's going to be too hot and you wish you hadn't put all them layers on, then you end up carrying them. Type of weather. Lots of things going on during April half term. It's not half term, is it? Because it's 2 weeks. Is it two term? I don't know what to call it. Is it half term? Because I always associate half term with 1 week, and I just know that I have 1 year left just to have holidays during school, and then it's over. Thank God. My purse and my bag will scream with joy that I haven't got to pay £400,020,10 to go away for the week, whether it's the UK or abroad. So I'm looking forward to that year flying by. Obviously GCSE year and holidays. Yeah, I'd like year 11 to go quickly, please. Thank you very much, if you don't mind, for lots of reasons. But the youth service southeast, so that's youth service southeast. I think if you just put youth service south, you will find it on Facebook, for those on Facebook, and they have some activities going on, which is always run by the council during school holidays. There's a few that's gone already, but there's one ice skating on the 11th of April, Blackpool on the 15th of April, and Go Ape on the 16th of April. So if you go and have a look, Chelsea Harris will organise it. On the details there, you will see them. There's different areas, but if you go onto the Garforth and Swillington one, you will see the contact there to book your child on, and it's a lot cheaper than if you took them yourselves. So it's worth having a look if your teen is sort of twiddling their thumbs over the next week. They might be just not out of bed yet, because that's also a thing, isn't it, when there are teens, just getting them out of bed because they've decided to go to bed later, and then all of a sudden the holidays have just gone, and we as adults are doing what our parents did, which is like, get out, it's sunshiny, get out. And it used to annoy us, but it's only when you're an adult do you realise that it was a thing, and actually if you don't get out of bed, it's gone in a flash. I did notice this weekend is the Leeds local Easter market at the Springs, and I mention it because the lovely Sally from Grange Chocolates is going to be there, as well as lots of lovely stalls by the looks, eatery stuff to eat, stuff to take away, as well as other crafty type stalls, and the weather is nice. So if you fancy a walk, it's really good to go along to Barrowby Lane, right down to the bottom, if you don't know already. Great for your dog, because around that area takes dogs, especially in some of the other places to eat. But if you want to go to the market, go say hi to Sally. You go to the end of Barrowby Lane, and then you walk all the way over the M1, carry the road round. It's really obvious, carry the trail round, and then you end up at the Springs. So it's quite a nice walk if you didn't know that existed. And then you can even have a beer and walk back. But it's one, a quite nice walk. 2, if you've got a dog, great. And 3, be lots of nice independents popping up on the stores there Saturday and Sunday. I believe there was another meeting last night at Giggle Fibre with St Benedict's at 8 o'clock. I didn't go. One, I just finished Sunbet and didn't really fancy staying in my sweaty attire, but also until the information is up about it, I sort of went with the head of whether it was pointless for me to go, because I've already spoke to Chris Durkin outside my house, and I don't know what he was going to say thereafter. I know it was meant to be a follow-up from the residential meeting, because Richard Burgeon and I believe Chris Durkin was there last night. Don't quote me in case I'm wrong, but I'm sure he was, or somebody from SCD. And I don't know what else he was going to say. I don't know what else. Now they're literally throwing them like a Scottish man throwing it like telegraph pole, and all of a sudden they're in, and they're not great, are they? Some of them aren't great. They have to bring them back down because they've ruined hedges or flooring. I just don't know what the progression is, and I'm one of these people. I'll just sort of fight my own battle, which I will with the stupid pole that's outside my house, but that's a me issue, not me, the residents around me, I suppose. But if something's pointless, I don't keep battering it. I think the point now is to let them know that not everyone's going to sign up. That's the only way you've got control. And secondly, if we do something now, it may be that somebody else who's coming to offer fibre think twice about putting poles up. So that's where I'd see where we're at. But until I hear back, and you can have a look if you're not on socials, because there is a Facebook page called Garforth against Giggle Fibre, but there's also garforth.org for those who aren't on socials. You can have a look at the website once someone puts up the minutes of the meeting last night. I don't know if there was an orchestrated meeting, so there was like a Fiona Bruce character who was egg on question time, who was sort of coordinating the questions and then getting answers. I'm not too sure how it played, but I've asked also our neighbours to see how it went last night. You know, what was the outcome, what was said. It would be interesting just to see, I don't know, what is next. Is there any point to push it? I don't know. Wednesdays and Thursdays are local quiz nights. There's quite a few pubs doing lots of quiz nights. And I think Thursday at Quickie Quiz Night is back on as well now, and that's usually from 7:30, but do check out their Facebook page in case I have that wrong. Podger, there's also live music on Saturday. If you missed the blog last week, please do go and have a look, because there's lots of information up there. There is some information with regards to planning and TRCs, not TRCs, the brain's not working, but basically the legalities of changing or implementing new ideas on roads. So there's a fair few roads: Nylands, Church Lane, I think Lidget Lane. The list is there on the blog at the bottom under planning. I took a picture, or was sent a picture of the information or the notice that was put on Main Street, and they're going to make some changes with the lines. Not my intimate yellow lines idea, I have to add. Don't know why I'm looking at the light. Why don't I look at there? I need clearly more coffee today, but I think it's just my thinking circle when I'm thinking about what I need to say. But there is going to be some changes. They're not going to be my intermittent yellow lines, which I put on the blog, which means what I suggested was on Nylands, Furburn Drive, which is obviously now becoming congested because people are parking there to get the train, because where they did park at Garforth train station before, while the works were getting implemented to put the new lifts in, which basically at the minute, as of yesterday, was out of order. Anywho, so then people moved from there because there wasn't enough spaces, because there was probably about, I don't know, 40 or 50 spaces taken. So then they moved somewhere else, and now it's becoming a congested problem. But for them it probably isn't, so actually they're not going to move until somebody comes and puts yellow lines. But my issue is, or my theory suggestion is that things aren't going to change logistically, are they? You know, houses were built to maybe take one car, and every other house in the 60s had one car or not a car. So because the infrastructure is not going to change where the houses are, and when a new development comes, the main roads don't change either, or the side roads. So my idea was to put, you know, 2 meters of yellow lines, and then spaces to park, and then 2 meters of yellow lines, and then spaces to park. So what it does is it lets congested traffic flow. So at least you know that where there's a space, you can then just keep flowing and keep flowing and keep flowing, rather than, for example, on Nyland Lane, which is a bloody nightmare, I hate it so much, is that you park at the bottom. So, for example, the red row is on your right, and you're going up towards the park, and then you can't always see, because obviously as the road inclines, it goes up. You sort of take a bit of a chance, and it's just one of them things. It's like park, kids, school, inclined cars parked. And I think there's going to be changes on that road. I just don't know what they are. I have asked them for information. I've emailed and asked planning, because on the notice on Main Street, on the lamppost, says click on this QR code. Doesn't really give me any much information, or go onto the website link, and there isn't one. So I've gone back to the highways people and gone, what's going on? Can I spread some more information? So if there is, I will let you know. April's does seem changes with regards to stamp duty. Yay! Let's pay more if you're not a first-time buyer. But if you need some advice, we have 2 brilliant women in business, which is Michelle from Worrell Mortgages, and she's in Garforth upstairs at the top of the by the co-op, and also Kim Powell from Bluegate Mortgages over in Micklefield. And congratulations to Kim for being Mortgage Broker of the Year finalist. She's there with the Yorkshire Financial Advisors, I think it's called. So my writing's not great, but she's in the finals for that award, which will be Lovely. Julie from the lovely Slimming World has put some information up, has put lots of posts up lately for trying to encourage people who've been to Slimmers World, hello, and are thinking about going back. There's lots going on, so if you're thinking about going back, go and see Slimmers World with Julie, and there's lots of information there about where they are. So they are on classes on Monday evening 5:30 and 7 p.m. and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. all at the Working Men's Club with Julie and the team, and I think there's maybe other classes as well. So if you're thinking about going back to Slimmers World and you've thought about it for a while, do go and look at her page and get all the information that you need. Have a beautiful day. The Dassons are also playing live at the Yard on Saturday. So lots of live music, lots of loveliness. Nothing too irritating this week.